Shabbat Shalom, everyone. I believe this week's Parsha teaches us that there are two ways of seeing things. One which comes from the outside in, and one which is the inside out. And I want to share with you where we see that in the Parsha, both at the beginning and at the end. The beginning of the Parsha talks about the mission of the 12 spies to come in and to spy out, to look at the land of Israel. And it says very clearly, Ureitem et haaretz, and you shall go out and see the land. And their mission was Lator et haaretz, to tour the land of Israel. And they came back, we know, the spies, with very different interpretations of what they saw. The Rebbe of Slonim, in his book, in his Sefer Netivat Shalom, explains that it was their mindset, initial mindset, that influenced what they saw. Yehoshua and Kalev and Moshe had a different, that they trusted already the mission of going into the land of Israel. And the other 10 spies really wanted to figure out what is the physical, what's the material outlook, what's it look like in Israel, the physicality. And they got caught up in lots of other things. They got caught up in their eyes and in their hearts. They came back with a very different interpretation of what they saw. And now let's jump to the end of the Parsha, because we're given, in this end of the Parsha, we're given the mitzvah of tzitzit. And I want to argue that the mitzvah of tzitzit is directly an antidote, in a way, to the whole episode of the spies. First of all, the word tzitzit comes from the word meitzitz min ha'charakim, from Shir HaShirim, the Song of Songs, means to look out. The tzitzit is a way of seeing. And it says you should put a little corner of thread of techelet, sky blue wool, which has become so popular now around the world. And ureitem oto, the same words, you shall look at the tzitzit. And velo taturu achrei levavchem achrei nechem, the same words, lator et haaretz, you shall not just go after, just tour after your heart and your eyes. What is happening here? What is this mitzvah of tchelet? And how does it connect to a different way of seeing? The Ramban famously says that the word tchelet is a link to the word tachlet. We know tachlet, it means the tachlet of something, the purpose of something. And it relates, tchelet reminds us of our purpose. And what is the purpose? The Gemara Menachot says that when we look at tchelet, the blue, we see the colour of the sea. And that reminds us of the sky. And that reminds us of the heavenly throne. Techelet gives us perspective. It's an inner seeing. It reminds us of the bigger picture. It reminds us that the creation, the land that we're living in, here in Israel, but the world that we're living in, is created by God. There's a beautiful sea that radiates the energy of Hashem. There's a sky. There's a heaven, there's an earth, and ultimately the heaven and the earth radiate, they reflect the light of the Kisei HaKavod. So the tzitzit, the tchelet, provides hope in a world where sometimes we don't see hope, and we see often from the outside in, and we get caught up in cloudy events, and our vision becomes clouded. The tchelet is a ray of hope in this world, and it reminds us of a bigger picture, of a larger perspective, of a different type of seeing, a seeing which is inside out. And ultimately, that gives us true clarity of vision. Shabbat Shalom.